Hello, Cecil County and the world, and welcome to Cecil TV, 30 at 6. Tonight is February the 18th, and I'm Rob Churnside.
And I'm Mike Collins.
Mike, it's great to have you here.
It's good to be back, Rob. We enjoy this show.
That's 2 weeks in a row. Now, where's Allison?
That is the $50 question. Where is Allison? We've got the presidential race just starting up, and she's not here.
I heard something about you had to go out and get some corn. Where would you
go? Maybe Iowa. That's where it all starts, isn't it?
I don't want to be corny, but yes, that is.
Nice.
So, we'll have to just find out.
Yeah.
She'll be back.
I'm sure she will be. Next week, right?
Yeah, I heard she might be making a speech.
She can do that.
Anyway, speaking of speeches, it's President's Day. We have Mike Dixon on the show to talk about President's Day.
If anybody knows about presidents and their impact on Cecil County, Mike would be the man.
And he's a pretty snappy dresser, too, with that bow tie.
Yes, he is. I wore a tie, but it's not a bow tie.
We can't wear bow ties, Mike.
No?
Only Mike Dixon can wear the bow tie.
He rocks bow ties.
He knows how to wear them.
Yes,
anyway,
he does.
Also on the show tonight, we have Elyse Murray talking about African American History Month and a special deal coming up on March 2nd. And we have musical guests that I discovered while I was talent scouting in Granite Run Tap Room this past Thursday at their open mic.
That's a great place to hear music.
Yeah.
I really like that place.
And I was looking for the elusive one-man band Box Turtle Bob, but I didn't find him. I don't know where he went.
He's probably back in his shell.
Touché.
Huh?
Anyway, we have a great show coming up tonight, Mike, and...
Wait a minute. We need to talk about the weather that's coming up. We're supposed to get terrible weather this Wednesday, right?
Yes, we are.
And which snow event would that be?
According to my Woolly Bear Caterpillar study, which correlates with the Hillbilly Stone in the Jar study from Tennessee.
Right.
This is event number 6 coming up.
Of 11, is that what they foretold?
It kind of contradicts the groundhog, though, doesn't it?
You can't trust Patuxentani Phil. You can never trust a groundhog.
It's part rodent, right?
Exactly. He's all rodent, isn't he? Those guys.
As far as I know.
Yeah.
Good eating if you know how to fix them.
I guess.
Anyway.
I've never eaten a groundhog, and I don't want to.
We don't give the weather yet on Cecil TV, but we can give the news. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
And now for the news. And now for the news. Transportation, law enforcement, county, and town officials from both Maryland and Delaware met last Wednesday to find solutions to the increased traffic and safety concerns on southern county roads following the mid-January opening of the new U.S. Route 301 bypass in Delaware. Attempts by drivers to avoid the new Route 301 toll have caused problematic truck traffic and damage to roads, as well as increased car traffic on roads not designed to handle the volume or the size of these vehicles. Complaints about traffic, particularly in the Warwick-Cecilton area, have prompted a reevaluation of traffic patterns and consideration of a number of possible remedies, including increased enforcement, signage, barricades, and reduced fee options for the new toll. Last Tuesday, county citizens nearly filled the Elk Room at the County Administration Building to express their views on County Executive Alan McCarthy's proposed FY 2020 county budget. After a presentation about the budget and budget process by Budget Manager Rebecca Anderson, 22 people stepped up to express their views and recommendations to the county executive. Overall, the opinions offered were positive.
Good evening. I am here to speak on behalf of the public libraries. My family has always been very involved in the public libraries. In fact, my grandmother had one of the first 100 library cards issued by the Northeast Library, and when she passed, asked that donations be made to the library in lieu of sending flowers. My Aunt Lisa King is a former member of the board of directors of the library. My mother, Holly Rollins, is currently on the Women's Civic Association that raises money for the Northeast Library. My dad, Ellis, is an avid reader who's probably with a book in front of the fire right now. But more importantly, as a young family, we didn't have a lot of money to do a lot of things in the summer when my kids were on vacations. We didn't go to the beach, we didn't go to Disney World, we didn't do things like that. We did, however, often take family trips to the library to check out books, to get movies, to get audiobooks, and I feel like it really brought us much closer together as a family. I always really enjoyed that time, my kids discovering this great love of books, maybe not Murphy, but the rest of them. And honestly, I don't like to brag, and I don't want to take my daughter's time to express her love of the library, but I would like to say that I do think that having access to the library and such a nice library system that we have in the county probably really helped her in her admittance to Harvard University. Though she chose not to go, it is a little bit of a bragging right to me that she did get to go, did get accepted. So I think it's really important that we continue to fund our libraries appropriately so that especially young families have access to those sorts of things and an alternative to sitting around playing video games. So that's all I have to say. Thank you very much for your time.
I would like to take this opportunity first on behalf of Bohemian Manor Middle School and Bohemian Manor High School to thank you for funding our secure entrance from the FY19 budget. The construction phase began earlier this year and is expected to be completed soon. You'll have to stop by when it's completed. But tonight I'm here to speak to you regarding the need to fully fund the proposed FY20 budget for Cecil County Public Schools. Every day at Bohemian Manor Middle School, about 485 students walk through those front doors. Some students are coming from homes that can provide all the economic, social, and emotional resources necessary for them to access the excellent educational opportunities available to them as students in our building. Some students do not have this same level of stability in their homes. Some come through our doors looking for the safety and structure of the school routine, and some are looking for an adult role model, while some are in need of a warm building and 2 guaranteed meals. All of these students and many more are found throughout all of the buildings in Cecil County. But no matter what their background is, all of our students need to maximize their potential. They need to be ready and prepared for the world of work beyond our doors. Our students need to be competitive and have the necessary skills to take the higher paying jobs that are within and around Cecil County. This benefits the county as a whole because then if they reside here, they come back and improve our tax base. So how do I propose that we do that? Well, by making CCPS the best that it can be. To do that, we need to make sure that we hire, train, and retain an excellent teaching staff. Teachers are the ones who interact with our students. As much as we want to say books and programs make the difference, it's our teaching staff. They're the ones who teach them the content and how to get along with others. They hold them accountable to their education. And they also hold their hands a little bit when they need an additional level of support. The CCPS budget focuses on this priority. It is a people business. Fully funding the school district budget does not mean that we are adding unnecessary programs. Fully funding the school budget means that we are honoring the contracts to keep our dedicated and hardworking teachers in our county. Our highly trained staff can easily walk across state lines and do just as difficult job for even more money. So I encourage you to fully fund the CCPS school budget request for FY20 so that we can continue to provide this high level of support to our students and community. Thank you.
Stay with Cecil TV for continued updates on the budget process. And this is a message about Cecil TV. As you know, 30 at 6 can be viewed both online and on the Armstrong and Comcast cable systems. As it turns out, there is no easy way to know how many of you out there may be watching us on cable. You could help us greatly by telling us if you are among our cable viewers. Please send an email to info@Cecil TV to let us know that you are a cable viewer and which cable system you are on. We thank you. And now these messages.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Charles. For 30 years, I have been practicing functional medicine and gentle chiropractic. Elkton Chiropractic Neurology is dedicated to enhancing whole body rejuvenation, whether or not you are afflicted with injury or disease. We utilize a structural, neurologic, metabolic, nutritional, and energetic approach to restoring your body to its full potential.
After coming to Dr. Charles, I'm better than I was before.
You deserve to feel good and to have an active lifestyle, so why not call Elkton Chiropractic Neurology today?
Oh no, the furnace is on the fritz again.
This time I'm calling the movie.
Wow, he's here already?
At your service. There you go. Mission accomplished. accomplished. Our house is nice and warm again. Thanks, Moon Man.
You're awesome.
You're welcome. Just go to moonairainc.com.
For out-of-this world service, moonairainc.com.
And now, 30 at 6, let's welcome Elyse Murray, President of the Cecil branch of the NAACP. Welcome to 30 at 6, Elyse.
Thank you for having us.
So you're the president, and it's President's Day.
Yes.
But that's not your only honor and function that you have, is it?
No, it's not. I'm also the membership chair for the Maryland State Conference of the NAACP, and that's all of the branches throughout the state.
And how many branches are throughout the state? A lot?
Yeah, about 24.
Wow. So I guess you have regular meetings?
We do. Actually, believe it or not, the Cecil County branch monthly meeting is tomorrow night. It's the third Tuesday of every month. And the general membership meeting starts at 7:30. The executive committee meets at 6:30. So.
And so if somebody wanted to join, could they come to that meeting right then and join? Or
if they wanted to, they could come to the general meeting at 7:30, membership meeting at 7:30, or they can visit our Facebook page, and there's instructions there. Or if they would like, they can go to the national website, which is NAACP.org, and they'll have an opportunity. They can join there as well.
Right. So you have meetings every third Tuesday. Where are these meetings?
They're at Wright's AME Church in Elkton, on Booth Street, yes.
Okay. So a guy like me would probably have to just show up. You know what I mean? Okay. So you're going to tell us about an event that your organization is sponsoring.
Yes, so on March the 2nd at the George Washington Carver Education Leadership Building, which is where the school board is, we will be having our annual African American History Month. So that would be from 10 to 12. And this year, it is all about the African American experience and history here in Cecil County. So we have various families from across the county. It's going to come. We've selected people from all over. It's going to come and talk about some of the history, their families, some of the churches that have been in existence for many, many years. I used to be a member of Mount Zor in Conowingo. Okay. It's almost 140 years old. And so we're going to have an opportunity to really experience the African American experience across the county.
So, again, Elyse, the date and time for this is?
The date and time, it's going to be Saturday, March the 2nd, and it's going to start at 10 a.m. in the morning. And so this year's theme, as we say, it's our county, our roots, our family.
Lots to see and lots to learn.
Yes, it is.
People to meet.
People to meet. People, you might even meet people you just haven't seen in a while.
That's awesome. And
yes.
Will there be refreshments?
We will have light refreshments there for those who come out, so you can wet your whistle as you talk and learn. So we will have that as well.
That sounds awesome. And African American History Month is more than just Cecil County.
Yes, it is.
You connect on a national basis or worldwide, or?
Yeah, well, the national office always has things that are going on in February, and that's how we've actually spilled into March, because there's so much going on and we want to participate, not just what's going on in the county, but also we're considered the northern county of the Eastern Shore, so there's many, many things going on in the Eastern Shore as well that we participate in. So we try to get out and support, and then they come and support us as well.
That sounds great.
It'll be a great time.
So again, let's tell people how they can join your branch.
They can either check out our website, which is Cecil County NAACP branch on, Facebook, actually, or they can go to the national website, which is NAACP.org, and you'll see something that says join us, and they just click the link, and it's very easy. You can walk through.
March 2nd.
March 2nd.
Maybe you'll see Cecil TV there.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you for having us again.
You. And now 30 at 6, welcome to our old friend, historian and fashion guru, Mike Dixon. Mike,
hey,
welcome.
Rob, how are you? Thanks for having me again.
I'm doing good. for walking history, you know?
Yeah.
So there's so much you can tell us about
Making it every day, you are.
Amen. It's African American History Month, and it's also President's Day. Which would you like to talk about first?
Well, let's see. So you were just talking to the president of the NAACP. I might mention that Frederick Douglass visited Cecil County, came to Rising Sun, 1880 at the end of December 1885 to talk about the self-made man. They said it was a popular crowd. People came down from Oxford, from Lincoln University. And another time, Rob, about 11 years before, his wife came and spent 3 nights with a family up in Cherry Hill by the name of Valentine. So there's some real nice African-American history here, and I think we'll hear a lot more about that at their conference coming up in March.
March 2nd at the old school board, right?
Sounds very interesting.
Yes, yes. Cecil County is full of history.
It has a lot of history, yeah, it does.
And I'm not going to go with the full of it thing, but I know I know that you're full of information about President's Day as well.
Yeah, so since it's President's Day, shall we? You know, one thing about the county is it was always on the highway. That highway was always here. It might be I-95 today and stuff like that, but even long before when it was rivers and canals and railroads, just about every president through until late when airplanes take over came right through the county. Many of them stay here. Many of them spend nights here. So they were, President's Day is a really good time, and if you're interested, get out and travel around the county. There are so many old homes. There's so many roads. You take Route 7 as it meanders down from Elkton through Northeast and Charlestown and Perryville. That's a road George Washington knew. That was his I-95.
Well, that was the road back in the day.
That was the road to go. So every time he was coming up from Mount Vernon, for the conventions, to take the leadership of the Continental Army. When he's retiring and going home, he thinks, comes back to be president. That's a route he knew. There really were 2 routes. There was one, it's another old route that you were talking about earlier this evening, down by Warwick. It's getting a lot of traffic down there.
301 route.
Yeah, right in there. Sometimes he would cut across there, come up through Chestertown. So he knew Warwick, because that's really an old town, and it was kind of a popular route. But this one through Charlestown and stuff was the route. And if you get out and you travel it, you'll see little signs even today. They were put up back in the 1930s, says George Washington traveled this route. But I don't know how many times, 20, 30 times, but it was a lot.
Wow.
And you can kind of follow that all the way through with the different presidents.
Okay, let me pull one out of the hat.
Is this going to be a difficult one?
How about President Nixon?
Yeah, sure. You worked hard on that one, huh? Well, even Nixon visits the county. For instance, he visits a place, I think you've heard of it. I would have called it Howard Hotel, Howard House.
Right, sure.
Minnehanes, yeah. He speaks from the porch of Minnehanes. Now, he was on the vice presidential ticket for Eisenhower in the 50s. He came here as part of the campaign stop. Later on, his wife visits Bainbridge, back when it was Job Corps.
Right.
She's down there visiting. When vice presidential candidate Nixon spoke from the porch of the Howard, you can see the streets of Elkton are just full of people. That old porch of the Howard was a busy spot for politicians and presidents.
With those arched little deals,
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah.
perfect for somebody to speak from.
Yeah. President Taft was coming through. He was on like a whistle. He was campaigning. Often they're campaigning when they come. He was coming through. He speaks from that same porch, and you can see a 1912 photograph of Howard Hotel that we know today as Minnehanes. There he and Nixon are standing about in the same spot that you were talking about.
That was the presidential sweet spot.
That was it, yeah.
So you mentioned the term whistle stop.
Yeah.
Explain that to us.
So, for instance, Taft is running for president, and he's on a train. He works his way up the Delmarva, and just about every place that has anything substantial, they would speak from the back of the train. In this case, the train pulled off on a siding in Elkton, and he was met by a couple of the local party officials and whisked down to the Howard Hotel to speak. He talks for 20 minutes, and he goes back up. I guess presidents in those days didn't have priority because they said they had to wait to clear the tracks, so he took a little break. But then he was off to Havre-de-Grace, and then he was off to Aberdeen, and each place was a quick stop, a whistle stop on the train.
Okay, that's when they get.
And that's the idea. Often they would just speak from the back of the train, and they would greet the crowd and things like this. But for some reason, they decided in Elkton they were going to go downtown.
Well, in general, Mike, President's Day, we honor all the past presidents and
Yeah.
present, and even future presidents somehow, in a manner we can't really figure out yet because we don't know who they're going to be.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
give us another president that was in Cecil County.
Let me see. So you'd be hard-pressed to name an early president up into the 20th century that wasn't. Abraham Lincoln, he knew the county. President Grant spends a night in Elkton. Went to he spent his night at the home of Postmaster General John A.J. Cresswell, who was from Port Deposit but was living in Elkton at the time. Grant comes to spend the night with him. Can you imagine the president walking the streets of Elkton? This old Civil War general, met a couple of the old soldiers that had fought under him. And of course, they're growing old at this point. Then he goes to church on Sunday up at the church at the Presbyterian Church on East Main Street.
I was just there today.
Were you? Yeah. Can you imagine? The President Grant attends there. So he's here. Lincoln's here.
So much presidential action here. Now, you mentioned Old Conowingo. That was before the dam, right?
Mm-hmm. That was
That
before
sounds
the
fascinating, Mike. Could you come back at some point in the future and
Be glad
talk to us about that?
They're having a program at the Opera House at the end of the month on Old Conowingo, so maybe we ought to talk about that as they get ready.
Are you involved in that?
Yeah, I'm doing the talk.
Tell
for
our
it.
viewers about that.
So the Opera House, the Hosanna School Museum, and the Lock House in Havre de Grace are sponsoring a program on the Conowingo Dam. It's on Thursday, February 26th. So, I would Google up their website, and you'll get the exact time and arrangements.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday, yeah. So, yeah, it is next Thursday, February 26th. I forget if it's 6 or 7 o'clock. But if you Google up Lock House Museum, Havre de Grace, or Hosanna School Museum, Hosanna had offered this Conowingo thing's a very popular subject. So when they offered it fills up, and they had to turn away a lot of folks. So they've now partnered together, these two institutions, and it'll be a good way to see it. Maybe we ought to talk about it someday. So I'd love to come
maybe
back.
we ought to just go down there and check that presentation out and see where that takes us.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm sure they'd be delighted to have Cecil TV.
Whatever you want to talk about, whenever you come back, Mike, you're always welcome.
Thanks,
Thank
Rob.
you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
And now 30 at 6. We are experiencing a musical windfall because I was talent scouting out there at Granite Run Tap Room at their open mic last Thursday. And who should I run into but Gretchen Emery and Kenny Windle doing a duo. Welcome to the both of you, 30 at 6.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You guys put on a really great show, played some original music and some covers. Kenny, you were on guitar. Gretchen, you were singing and on flute.
Yep.
Tell me about your act. That's not all you do, right?
No, it's not all we do. Kenny and I have done a lot of duo work and still do that, and we've done that for many years. But primarily we have a band, full electric band, guitar, bass, and drums. And we've been doing that together for around 25 years.
So does the band have a name?
The band goes by Gretchen Emery Band.
Gretchen Emery Band. And you're playing actually at one of my favorite spots, the Country Store. When is that?
Yeah. We'll be at the St. George's Country Store April 6th.
Great little venue.
Yeah.
Make reservations, right?
Make reservations. It seats 45, and come for some dinner and great Cajun food and fun music.
Well, I haven't seen the full band, but I did see you guys together, and you did put on a great show.
Thank you.
How would you describe your music?
I would say it's blues-based, some gospel and soul thrown in, and we mostly, select songs or write things that make us feel good, things we like,
Right.
to do. So.
So how long have you guys been playing together?
Well, about 25 years, as well as we can figure.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And Country Store April 6th. Anything else you want to let our viewers know about coming up?
Well, we've got plenty of gigs throughout the year, and folks can go to GretchenEmery.com, or we have a Gretchen Emery Band Facebook page also, and all of our dates are there. We're playing everywhere from the Righteous Tap House in Westchester County to Bethany Blues down in Lewis, Delaware, and we'll we'll go pretty much anywhere. They'll let me have a mic in my hands. So
You're interstate.
yeah, absolutely.
Also catch us up in the Village in New York. So
Yeah.
We sometimes go up to Greenwich Village for an
Oh, that's
open mic
scary.
up there.
I'm scared to go up there. I used to play up there and couldn't find a place to park.
yeah.
But you got to do
We
what you
love
got to
it.
do, right?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we're going up there. We're going up there next Monday, as a matter of fact.
Awesome.
Just it's nice to just spread your wings a little bit and get to meet other people, other musicians, and play in other areas.
Well, we're glad you guys are here in Cecil County right now on 30 at 6. Shall we listen to some music?
That would be great. Thank you. Thanks for
you.
having us. My name is Gretchen Emery. This is my husband, Kenny Windle, and we will be playing an original song for you called Maybe.
Maybe we can find redemption.